Hello, welcome to JIBRIN ANGLE on Oweleketv. My name is JIBRIN, and this is my angle. I have a matter arising this day, and it's about someone that has been sentenced to life, not life, death, for fraud. And now, let me read this. It's not in Nigeria, but the essence of why I'm making this monologue on this topic is because it's for Nigeria's purpose. But so let me read the news, and thereafter I'll give my opinion about it. It says, this is Punch. This is a Punch newspaper, is a carrier of this news. Says, court upholds death sentence for Vietnamese property tycoon. Vietnam, this is, I think I had this story in the past. This man is a Vietnam tycoon. Is a business tycoon who is rich. Obviously, we have already found out that he got his wealth is as a result of fraud. All right, let's read on. The body of the news says, a Vietnamese court upheld the death penalty Tuesday for a property tycoon, Tron My Lan, in a multi-billion-dollar fraud case, but said her life could still be spared if she paid back 3/4 of the assets she embezzled. Now, sorry, initially I was making reference to he instead of she. By default, I knew quite right it's a she because I read the story, but I just, based on such kind of fraud, usually men are known for such level of, because this fraud is massive. We'll come to the amount. It's massive. So psychologically, I just, by default, I just expect it to be a man. Unfortunately, this is a woman. Property developer Lan, she's 68 years, she's an elderly woman, was 68 years, was convicted earlier this year of swindling money from Saigon Commercial Bank, which prosecutors said she controlled, and condemned to die for fraud totaling $27 billion. Ladies and gentlemen, $27 billion. That is what she stole. Remember, Dangote, that is rated as the Africa's richest man, is not even worth $27 billion. So this man literally stole, or this lady stole money that is bigger than Dangote himself. Wow. A woman, the only woman I can liken to this is, even though she didn't steal, of course, she could have stolen up to this if she had access to it, which is our own Desiani, Alison Madueke, former minister for petroleum under Goodluck Jonathan. She stole a whole lot of billions of dollars as well. I don't know, maybe billions of dollars, of course. But obviously not up to 20. But if she had access to such kind of money, she would have told, because this woman too is just like Desiani. The same thing, they are so rapacious, because only a greedy person will steal such kind of money, for God's sake. What will you do with such money that does not belong to you? A woman, for that matter. Women are known for weakness or fear for such thing. But no, not Desiani, or no, neither is it this lady. What's her name again? The name's Trong My Lan. That is Truong. Then My, that is MY as my. Then Lan, Lan, that's her name, Trong My Lan. So she stole 27 billion. Now she appeared, now I continue. She appealed the verdict in a month-long trial, but on Tuesday, the court in Ho Chi Minh City determined that there was no basis to reduce the death sentence for Lan. Yeah, she was given death sentence. She deserved a death sentence. And I'll be coming back to this issue of death sentence. However, there is still a chance for her to escape the death penalty. The court said Tuesday that if she returns 3/4 of the stolen assets, her sentence could be reduced to life imprisonment. I'll come back to these two, life and death. Come back to it because we have similar situation in Nigeria. Tens of thousands of people who invested their savings in SCB lost money, shocking the communist nation and prompting rare protests from the victims. Lan, who founded the real estate development group Van Thin Fat, earlier told the court in Ho Chi Minh City that the quickest way to repay the stolen funds would be to liquidate SCB and sell our assets to repay SPV, State Bank of Vietnam, and the people. I feel pained due to the waste of national resources, Lance said last week, adding she felt very embarrassed to be charged with this crime. Really? Anyway, it goes on. Let me go into the nitty-gritty of this monologue. Now, you notice something. She stole. She was sentenced to death. We on this platform, I think on the with my guest then, Barrister Austin Manta, we both advocated death penalty for. I think it's done in UN. Some of these, most part, I don't know if I can say most part, but a substantial number of Asian countries actually has this law. In Singapore, I'm sure of Singapore, you are found in corruption is death sentence. That is just it. And that is what we need in Nigeria. Until we pass this, I don't even know why they should give, like, I'm against death sentence on drug peddlers. For what? Why would you give the drug peddlers death sentence? For selling drugs to people who are buying. When people buy, if you don't buy, people don't buy, they will not sell, for God's sake. So it takes two to tango in this business. So drug peddlers are even, as far as I'm concerned, they are better than corrupt public officials. Corrupt public officials, there's no issue of demand and supply here, unlike the drug peddlers. So it is just demand. That is just it. It is a one-way traffic. You just steal, siphon public funds in a humongous way and just stash it somewhere. Most of them don't even invest it to, at least invest it to rechannel it back to the society. No, they just steal this public fund and stash it, hide it somewhere. And sometimes some of this money in cash gets damaged or destroyed, rather, that you can't even spend it because termites and so many things, weather destroys it. So it becomes a waste. So this is the right thing. The public officials who steal money, they are murderers and they are evil murderers. That's the reality, because you steal public funds that are meant for hospitals to build and equip hospitals. Lack of the right hospitals and right equipment have killed so many people. Public officials steal money meant for roads, road construction. Road with potholes, bad roads with potholes have killed so many people. So they are, by default, they are murderers. So they steal all these public funds meant for infrastructures, meant for the citizens of Nigeria to better their lot, to better their lives. But no, they just snatch it away. Just you can imagine what this woman did. This Vietnamese lady, what she did. This money belongs to people who banked, who deposited, including people who deposited peanuts, some probably poor people or petty traders. So it's that 27 billion naira is an accumulation, is a total sum from multiple people because it's a bank. So you can imagine the kind of lives she destroyed. That is the same thing, and that is why the Vietnamese policy, legal policy or law deems it fit, deserving for people like her to be sentenced to death because she deserves that. People commit suicide when they lose their money. Some of them are probably their life savings. People commit suicide out of hopelessness after being defrauded. So as a result of that, she deserved to die. Now, that thing is, in Nigeria, what we don't do in Nigeria again, we do not only sentence corrupt people to death, we give them what we call plea bargain. We offer them plea bargain. And this one now, like in this situation, this Vietnamese, this country, Vietnam, what the court is giving, the government is giving to her, the option they are giving to her is, okay, return this money, 3/4 of it, you will leave. That's the only option, but you will serve life imprisonment. But that is not the case with Nigeria. That is not the case. The case of Nigeria is here people stealing billions, and the moment they offer them plea bargain, they get part of. They don't even give them. They don't get up to 3/4 for God's sake. Give them maybe a little chunk, a part of the money, refund the part of the money, and they go scot-free. Now tell me, why wouldn't people be encouraged to steal more public? For the worst case scenario, I steal this money and I come out and said, okay, I'll give you 10% of it, or give you 50% and go scot-free. Of course, such policy will encourage corruption more and more. Look at in this case, she wouldn't want to die. She will refund 3/4 of the money and hold back 1/4. Probably that 1/4 it should be they gave that 3/4 because they did plus and minus. They're like, okay, part of it should be her own money. She deserves it. After returning 3/4 of $27 billion, she will still go to jail, life jail term. Life. Why can't we do such thing in Nigeria, for God's sake? Nigeria deserves 10 times of such law. But of course, the people that are saddled with the responsibility to pass such laws in Nigeria are equally robbers, thieves, criminals, hoodlums, area boys, all of them. So that is the impasse we have found ourselves as a country. And that is why I said I've always been against democracy. Democracy is not for Nigeria, will not work for us, because we cannot continue this way. If we continue to sustain this democracy, we'll still have the same set of human beings, criminals, thieves, drug lords, all of them coming, recycling themselves back to the system. How do you expect the system to get corrected? It cannot. Democracy is not meant for us. We do not have the fertile environment for democracy. We do not have the civility. We do not have the self-discipline. We don't have the resources. Right now, Nigeria is bankrupt. Forget about what you see economists putting up out there. In reality, we are bankrupt. Bankruptcy is when you are spending, your expenditure is more than your income. That is bankruptcy. And that's exactly the situation we have found ourselves. Nigeria has found itself today. Our income, we no longer have income because our income has been mortgaged. Our incomes are used to service debts. Unfortunately, we keep borrowing more. So tell me, are we not bankrupt? We are bankrupt. It's so unfortunate. So unfortunate. Nigeria needs death penalty for corrupt officials. And this is my angle.